just do what we can. Like, what I'm saying is,
it's going to
the paradigm should be
you guys, your pension pay, your sick leave, your benefits, it all trickles down. When people demand rights for humanitarian rights, it goes to everyone. That's my biggest hope. Because I don't know if we can necessarily. I don't think but look at other movements. How do women get the right to vote? People started marching. How are we going to get the rights that we feel that we're paying for, we deserve? And there's a lot of stuff at the top level that's messed up. But why should we have less libraries? Why should we have more schools closed? Why should we have all of these problems when we're still just trying to work? And like yourself, how many ask you, you're a public servant, how many hours, how many cops who just are putting a lot of overtime, and they don't care, they'll work harder, but they do it because they have kids and they support those kids. To give those kids what the people what they want, they have to put in that extra day a week that gives them 2.5 times or whatever it is. My dad was a nurse. That's how it was for him. He had a really good job, but to support 3 kids nowadays, you gotta work hard today. And they start stepping on our rights once, and it really does. At some point, it's gonna be like, look at Wisconsin. All their public pensions, they basically put their shit put it in the stock market, and they lost for it. And they're thinking about cutting that. How many you want to have a retirement pension? Because I want you to have a retirement pension. You're out there every day with some of these crazy people getting shot at. You better have a retirement pension. So I don't. There's nothing specific going on here yet, but I look towards the future for benefit for all.
Yeah. The other measure of success being the simple fact that the conversation is happening, and that a lot of people that have not ever prior to this been in a position to test themselves and to really feel a connection at this level. That's happening. People are feeling that they have an opportunity to express themselves directly in relation to specific issues that they share, and that conversation ability, that's there's step one. There's and if this were to dissipate next week, it's gone. Somehow it gets killed, it's gone. In the sense of how it exists now, in the sense of the occupation and then the demonstration element of this awakening. The people who were here and who had these conversations
whatever you're on,
people in New York, people all that are waking up. All goes away, they're going to think about it and the conversations they're going to take that to their job. Take that to their relationship. They're going to become better than
you're right. We have not ever done it. And that's the thing. You started it with slavery. You had the most prolific.
I've heard you say a couple times that this is not part of a political movement. You're apolitical. How do you feel about some politicians trying to co-opt your vote and take credit for you? And specifically, say a president who has raised the debt higher than anybody else combined, and most of that money was then given to and all the banks that got all of the bailouts. And so how is it that your group, wanting to be apolitical, is now being morphed and taken credit for by a group of politicians who, in their past and their actions, go completely contrary to everything you're saying?
Absolutely. The way I push it, there are a lot of people, a lot of political parties going to try.
So what are you arguing? I'm saying we need fucking regulation.
They may try to steal the limelight, but none of us want them to. They may take credit, but we're not giving them. And I think that's a common.
I like that. You're right. This is not political. This is individual.
Absolutely.
And I saw one sign earlier that I actually agreed with, and found quite ironic. It said, "Bring the U.S. back to a constitutional government." I saw it. I agreed with it.
Thank you, sir.
And no matter how much you want to disagree with it, that's something the Tea Party has been saying for the past 4 years.
That's fine. And we're not going to say that these are the first time.
I mean, but the good part about it is now you guys are at opposite ends of the political spectrum, but you both have the same message.
Well, once again, we're not on any end of the political spectrum. That's part of that perception that we're trying to eliminate. Like, I understand that there is a movement from that outside looking in on this to feel inclined to label it as such, because we are so accustomed to labeling things as such. We're so accustomed that, well, Democrat or Republican. That's the way of the world. What do you mean you're not one or the other? You have to be. And so people are going to make their own assumptions as to what they see. They might see this as liberal. I have talked to just as many conservative individuals here tonight even as I have liberal ones, and I'm surprised by the appearances of those who I would, as a product of my prior well, I was thinking of the mistaken cycles, the mistaken patterns of the past of life in the system, that you vote for your party, you live for your party,
and again, you're saying things that were touted by the Tea Party. Vote your conscience, don't vote a party.
Right.
Vote for who you believe, who supports what you believe.
When I say further, I question voting. I would think it would be a stronger statement. And now this is me personally, has nothing to do with the movement. This is me. Please do not misconstrue my words. I've been asking not to speak in public, or to speak in front of any cameras for that purpose. But since I know this is our live stream, I'm not going to ask you to move. This is me. I think it would be more beneficial for us, for me, it would be more beneficial not to vote. I would be making a statement would be made, more of a statement would be made if people in general decided not to vote. If there were next year,
how are you going to affect change if you excuse yourself from the
political process? Well, by excusing,
by making yourself irrelevant, silent,
right?
By making yourself irrelevant.
Well,
so the only way you can make change is to find a politician who is supporting your views and give him your support.
Right.
If you give nobody your support, then basically whatever is handed to you, you got to take.
But how would this sound to you? Just a thought experiment. Elections come next year.